Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, and welcome to a viewer spotlight. This one has been sent in to me by Kossis. He's actually platooned with another TOG, Warlord Owen over there, and Abidian, and they're all in the same clan, so I'm guessing that's why they're platooning. Although, you know, it's a TOG. Why wouldn't you platoon in a TOG? The TOG's awesome. Everybody loves a TOG. It's always TOG o'clock somewhere in the world. That's the beauty of time zones. Even if it's not TOG o'clock in the UK right now, for instance, it could be TOG o'clock in Japan or America or somewhere. And, you know, as the TOG is big enough that it can stretch over several time zones, it can be TOG o'clock in simultaneous places at once. Anyway, that's enough TOG jokes. Although that barely qualified as a joke, so I'm just gonna, yeah. So, it's Himmelsdorf, it's encounter mode, and this is kind of tricky because clearly Kossis and his platoon mates have chosen the hill, which is kind of a risk because you have to trust that the rest of your team is going to keep the cap clear for long enough, and oh boy, I did not relish saying those words in close proximity. That was a tricky sequence of consonants for someone like me. It's kind of... the tiger is actually coming up the hill as well, and maybe the tiger should have gone down, but it's going to turn out not to matter with the results so much. It's not looking like they're facing that much stuff either. The matchmaking is kind of weird in this one, frankly. The enemy team's got a tier 7 arty, our team's got a tier 7 arty and a tiger 1. That's just odd. But I don't know, maybe they've got more tier 6s or something. Anyway, first customer, Cromwell. Goodbye, Cromwell. It does look mostly like tier 5s. There is the 12T, however, and this is actually pretty damn good matchmaking for a 12T. I don't know why, in this matchmaking, why the 12T would choose to come up the hill, because when you've got license to roam freely on Himmelsdorf in a scout tank, well, then you take it, rather than going to the hill and fighting with all the other... yeah, I don't know. So that Tiger 1 took a bit of a pounding, but he's still alive. And it's... yeah, let's see, this 12T, he's just going for it. It's a pair of Togs and a Tiger. I don't think you're going to win. Oh, ouch, yeah. That was Owen, just took a arty shell to the face, and the 12T managed to finish him off. But still, that was some odd gameplay from the 12T. Anyway, artillery loves a TOG, alas. It's big, it's slow, it doesn't have much armour, yeah. This poor Panzer III-4 doesn't stand a chance. So, at this point you would think the enemy team would just be like all piling on the cap, and you'd think, okay, he's in a TOG, he's never going to get down from the hill in time. But, yeah, the enemy team for some reason doesn't do that. And yes, there's no quick way off the hill unless you discount the suicide jump in H9. But even so, you would think, given that there is just a Stuart and artillery down in the J&K line, and the Bishop is moving that way as well, the only fighting effectives left are, I mean, the Jacksons just nailed it? What? Who just copped it. There's Kossis, who is, you know, very, very, very slowly moving towards making his way off the hill. There's Abidian, who's in a very beat-up tier 5 tank destroyer. There's the T1 Heavy, who's just died. Tiger 1, who's very, very beaten up as well. Maybe the enemy team decided, and I say this like they all collectively, you know, got together, and maybe enough of them decided that they were going to go for the kills, that it changed the outcome. But it's still fairly even on numbers. I mean, we're 9-9. It's not even 4 minutes into the battle. We're approaching the 4-minute mark. A lot of the team died within the first couple of minutes. This was a pretty quick one in terms of most of the action. Now, fortunately, their high tier RT is dead, but they've still got a gorilla, and there's a 3601H acting as a gatekeeper almost. That one almost certainly didn't go in. Kossis decides to go for it, because what choice does he have? The Tiger 1, I don't know why he was on the hill so long, but maybe he was looking for snipey shots. But without somebody spotting for you, that's not going to work. The Stuart is about to die, the artilleries are probably also about to die. And you'd think given the fact that it is now 10-10, and they control the cap, and their primary opponents are a very beat-up Tiger and a Tog, why wouldn't they all just pile on the cap? I really don't understand that. But no, there's the Hellcat. Oh, ouch. Killing the driver and a Tog. Well, that's just mean. Oh, there's that VK. Oh, a rare bounce for the Tog. The VK actually has got the short 88, which is more problematic because it's got high alpha. Penetration of enemy guns doesn't matter so much when you're in a Tog. There's not a lot that won't pen you, basically. So, oh, there we go. Tog is extremely good at firing on the move just because it's so slow. It's one of the few things that being slow works in favour for it. Much like the Black Prince as well, the Tier 7 Heavy, which has got the same gun basically, and much better armour. So, chasing down a Hellcat in a Tog, what can possibly go wrong? That SU-85 is about to nail our Bishop, and who hasn't nailed a Bishop every now and then? Wait, that sounded different in my head. Oh, Hellcat, oh, that was a good snapshot. So, we're actually 12-11 now. This is looking like it might be winnable. What a derpy game this has been. Quite a lot of damage done, and whoa, although not that much considering the nature of the 17-pounder, but he's not had that much stuff to shoot at. 3 kills though. Sorry, I'm a bit froggy for some reason. The Tog is, I mean, it's one of these tanks, one of the few tanks where it just is more effective in a platoon always. It's just a pity he's on his own, but you're just going to have to carry Kossis. You're going to have to use that long, broad back to carry. So, Tiger 1 versus KV-1. What can possibly go wrong? Surely the Tiger will take the KV-1. Surely. I mean, it's a one-shot kill. I mean, come on. That's easy, right? That's... Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. I don't know what happened there, if he just got really unlucky with shot bouncing. I mean, okay, he's got the short 88, but it's the same alpha as the long 88, so I don't know. Or is that the long 88? That might be the long 88, and I'm completely being a noob right now. Anyway, either way, it's the same amount of alpha damage, and yeah, one shot would have done the trick, but somehow he managed to die. Last enemy left, it's a Grilla, so let's speed this up a little bit. It's come down to 1 versus 1. Now, this is a Tier 5 artillery. It is better than some of the Tier 5s. I think not as good as... I'm trying to think what gets the most alpha at Tier 5. But anyway, 666 hit points, which is actually quite funny. Clearly, Kossis did some kind of deal there, but we'll speak no more of that. But yeah, the potential is here that the Gorilla could one-shot Kossis, and Kossis can't really one-shot the Gorilla, so this is going to be interesting. He switched to HE. He knows he can, if he shoots the superstructure, boom. Okay, oh, reload, oh. Wow. With 41 hit points to spare. Well, it's kind of hard to miss a Tog at close range, even in artillery. And that guy didn't, but... yeah, saved by our Red Jesus. He was lucky in that his ammo rack didn't catch, didn't explode, he didn't catch on fire, and the enemy arty didn't just one-shot him, because that would have been an even more ridiculous result. Although, frankly, I think I still would have used the replay. It just would have been the kind of result where you're on your knees going, "Ah!" at the computer. We've all had those from time to time. But Kossis did pretty well, considering, 5 kills, 1700 damage, top score for the team, top damage for the team. Yeah, that was alright. You would have thought the Tiger would have been really clearing up with that kind of matchup, but they didn't do so well, unfortunately. I think enemy arty picked on them early on, who knows. But yeah, it was a good game, and it was a Tog carry, and, Tog OP, strongest of all the tanks. It's special. Even when you have a bad game, it's still good, unless you just get one-shotted by artillery. But everybody likes a Tog. It's just, yeah, best comedy tank in-game until it blows your face off. And then, you're not laughing so much then, are you? Anyway, so thanks for sending that in, Kossis. That was an entertaining match, I think. So if you enjoyed this, you can hit the like button, you can leave a comment below, you can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.